Question. Do you ever meet people, or actually already have people in your life that seem to take advantage of your good nature? As in, do you ever encounter people that seem to want a piece from you without actually offering anything in return? Well, I've realized that our capacity to effectively heal as a planet is shaped by the people and experiences that we as individuals choose to allow into our lives. So this piece of poetry is for everyone who is tired of giving to others who seem to be only here to take from us. It's about boundaries, and it's called I've Heard It All Before, No More. You deserve everything you've ever dreamed of. In fact, you deserve more. To break free from the mold of the stories you were told that were fairy tales about rainbows and pots of gold. It's a bad lie that you were sold. From when you were very young, they trained you. They drained you of your energy, reined you in, set you free, put you on the fence, told you the same lies they told your parents. Your intuitive sensibility to know the truth was stolen, robbed from you. It's not true. Well, they tried, they lied, we all cried, and you sighed because they still relied on a system that started eroding before you were born. Your parents were also torn because they could sense it too. None of this is anything new. You are not a victim of anything that everyone alive today has not been exposed to. You see, they think they sold it. They think they told it well enough, but today I'm here to call their bluff. They did a very bad job. Those people who lied or who tried to lead you astray, feeding you to make you fatter, telling you that you don't matter, or showing you the blood spatter on the news every day. The truth is that all 7+ billion of us are on this same bus. The division is the lie. The device that others use to try and break us, to make us puppets in their game. More and more of the same, again and again. It's time for us to rewind the clock, put our supposed truths on the chopping block, and leave the lemmings to go and flock towards the water. Don't worry, they'll be okay. There are lifeguards on duty today. Now, the truth that is not new is the force that is coming through, the source that knows what is true, the source that knows I am you. We are one. You're looking at a source connection, a mirrored reflection of your being, and you started seeing the light a very, very long time ago. The divine spark within your soul answered a calling. You've heard stories about angels falling, being fed lies that are just appalling. The things they say to children these days. You know, it used to really faze me, but now it never ceases to amaze me that everyone actually knows the truth. They can feel it. It's not a sound or a collection of letters or even words. The truth is not categorical, metaphorical, or even allegorical. An allegory is a message, a broader message to deal with real-world problems. Oh, I'm sorry, now we call them issues. There aren't enough tissues. There's not even enough paper left for us to keep feeling upset, offended, or bereft for all the issues of the world anymore. I've heard it all before. No more. You know, I tried for the longest time to find out what made people tick. I removed the wall, brick by brick, to find the core. I'd heard it all before, but I needed more. And now the time has come to wax lyrical, because this world needs a miracle. You see, First, there was a distraction that you were from another faction, a different country, a different race, a different faith, a different time, a different gender, a generation that was more sublime. Back then you had problems, and now we've got issues, plenty of tissues, but almost no more trees, or bees, or sacred law that decrees that we can ever get them back. So please, I know it's a big ask, but let's start again. Because a question I often hear these days is, where are all the good men? Even radical feminists who are quick to diss would agree that they do exist. But there seem to be so few. This is nothing new. But this is also no longer true. Because both men and women around the world are taking flight. Not standing for what's wrong nor right, but being the light. Choosing not to perpetuate mistruths, standing up against abuse, and living in their own truth. Following faith within love that is not blind. Respecting others' boundaries and being kind. Discovering a new humanity to find within their heart space. Wiping tears from the face of a world that is worthy of and ready for embrace. The cultivation of a nourishing vibration that is teaching us to connect and treat one another with respect. A ripple effect that is helping us heal with more ease. So please take a deep breath now and say to yourself, it's time to put myself and my planet first. I've been giving so much for so long. It's like much of my life has been a sad song, full of broken promises made to me by so many others who have failed to see the light that is me. My infinite bliss compromised by a list of others who I've despised for being broken. I won't let them fade my light anymore, to wade in and explore their own darkness at my expense. I get a sense that my purpose should be realized. It's not for me to mend anymore, to send any more messages back, to get us back on track again, to make you feel okay. I've chosen to live another way so that I may shortly see the day when I am finally feeling content and not worried about the last text message I sent. It's taken me all this time to realize the truth reflected in the eyes of people who always tell me lies and think that I don't know. And so, I decided for me, my being, to take a long look and start seeing the value that I hold without needing to be told. Anything. That I am worth more than the lies that I despise that make my heart continually sore. I've heard it all before. No more. The world you keep expressing is a curse and not a blessing. And I finally decided to make me my number one priority. I choose love. Not from way up high in the sky, above and beyond the boundary of what's actually inside of me. Now, allow me to share this in closing. I don't want to seem imposing or prescriptive, so no need to be protective, but I found a new directive to gain some new perspective so that we can be more effective. It's as simple as this. Stop giving people space who keep lying to your face or trying without grace to run a very different race to you. Be true to yourself. For your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health, let them go. Now and forevermore. You have heard it all before. No more. Either they are ready to stop talking and start chalking some quality and positivity into your life, to remove their grievances and strife and start being a better teacher, friend, lover, sister, brother, father, mother, husband, or wife. Or it's time for them to leave. So that you can finally breathe. We were born to walk hand in hand towards the promised land, together with the people who are truthful and make us feel good about ourselves. That is the only way to show yourself and your world the time of day, the love, adoration, and affection today, of spending your time with the kind of people who, instead of gently nudging you in their direction, instead of not judging you by their idea of perfection, instead of offering you some kind of human connection, instead of just loving you in the only way they know how, start choosing to be with the people who love you in the way you need to be loved. Right now.